Hello, shooters. I'm Dr. Tactical, and today we are going to discuss the follow-up to a gun I really wanted to love. We're back with part 2 of the ATI KOFS 3B, which stands for triple barrel shotgun. When I first bought this, I had a theory. I thought, from a home defense standpoint, 3 separate barrels would be the ultimate in reliability. Think about it. Revolver-ish simplicity. No pumps to short stroke, no semi-auto actions to jam, just 3 guaranteed shots. Well, that theory just met reality, and reality was ear-shattering, concussive, and heartbreaking. Let's get into it. I'm Dr. Tactical, and the doctor will see you now. Welcome back to the channel. So if you watched part 1 about this gun, then you know I bought this gun all the way back in November. It was a total impulse buy. I mean, just look at it. This gun is badass. I couldn't resist it. Plus, I thought it would make a great feature for my Thanksgiving Day episode, you know, since it was made in Turkey and all. Well, it turns out this gun is a real turkey. And I discovered it as soon as I got it home and I first dry fired it. So as soon as I finished that first video, I sent it back to ATI because the third trigger pull, more times than not, was dead. I would get click, click, and then mush, sometimes click, click, mush, 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 click. But that third trigger pull was incredibly unreliable. Now, Samantha in customer service was phenomenal. Very sweet, very kind, recommended that I not try this gun with live ammo, but just send it back. So the gun was gone for months. It finally arrived back on February 10th. Now, I have to give props here. The gun was impeccably packed. It was wrapped in saran wrap like a well-prepared Dexter Morgan victim. And it was accompanied by some very detailed notes stating, the firearm was disassembled and inspected. The fire control group was removed from the firearm. The hammers were removed to inspect the issue with the third hammer. The problem was the float block spring. The float block spring had collapsed. The float block and spring were replaced. The firearm was reassembled and function tested. And then there's a couple little typos here, which are fine. I'll work around them. It says, at this point, too, was noticed that the stock had a chip in the top near the receiver. The stock was replaced. The firearm was again fully tested. Was again function tested. The firearm test fired with 30 rounds of American Tactical 12-gauge rabbit and pheasant load, 2 3/4 inches shells. The firearm performed without misfires or malfunctions. Okay, so overall, a very professional presentation, and I was optimistic, I was excited, and I was ready for the range. Now remember, I bought this in November, it's now February, and I still haven't fired a live round. So I surgically removed it from its packing, reassembled it in my kitchen, and dry fired it. And shock, disappointment. The third trigger pull was incredibly unreliable. In fact, occasionally the trigger would actually even stick to the rear instead of resetting. Let's try it again. All right. Closed up. 1, trigger stuck back. 2, this is very disappointing. I reached back to Samantha at ATI and I sent her a video of this failure. She sent me back a video of her gunsmith test firing my shotgun with live rounds, and I noticed something. In his video, he wasn't pulling the trigger. He was sort of slapping it. I thought that was interesting.
We're going to be test firing it with American Tactical rabbit and pheasant load, 12-gauge through 2 3/4 inch shells. Third barrel, second barrel, first barrel loaded.
I thought, okay, maybe there's an inertia component. Maybe the force of a live round helps reset that third sear. So off to the range I went. I always say any day at the range is a good day, but this was, well, let's just say a less good day. The first issue, entirely my fault. I had the whole range to myself. I was so excited to finally fire this thing that I set my ear pro down and forgot to put it on. Let this be a lesson. Even a seasoned shooter, someone who shoots a lot, needs to respect the safety checklist. Don't skip steps. 3 shots we get. Oh. All right. Here we go. That worked. I'm going to put here Pro on. All right, shot number 2. All right, now for the big one, 3. Nothing. I have a dead trigger. I don't know if you guys can tell. All right, I'm going to pull it again because sometimes it comes up afterwards. 4, nothing. Here comes 5. Nothing, 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 nothing. All right. Let's try it again. Actually, let's watch my first shot again. All right. Here we go. Now, did you catch that? My very first trigger pull with live ammo actually fired 2 barrels in rapid succession. Essentially, it double fired. All right. Here we go. When I slowed it down, I was able to catch a frame by frame where you can see the first barrel go, followed almost immediately by the second barrel. Now, the target's up there. You can see the different hits on the target and the timing, but quite frankly, that's confusing to me. I'm not a shotgun person, and I know there's a wad in here and pellets coming out, and that can be kind of confusing. But you can actually see the barrels firing. And you can see when I break open the break, you can see we have 3 shells all spent after 2 firings, or at least 2 main trigger pulls, and the primers are hit and the shells are empty. Basically, one of these barrels pulled a SIG P320 on me. Now, it made me think maybe Alec Baldwin didn't actually pull the trigger. I only had 10 rounds, so I ran the gun 3 times fully loaded. And 2 out of those 3 times, 2 barrels fired on the first trigger pull, 1 barrel fired on the second, and the third trigger pull dead. Imagine the concussive force of 2 12-gauge patterns firing at about the exact same time, especially when you're not wearing ear pro. Lesson learned. It was violent. Anyway, this, I think, explains the dead trigger on the bench. The gun wasn't failing to reset. It was spending 2 barrels on the first trigger pull. Well, so much for revolver-ish reliability. Instead of 3 guaranteed shots, I have a gun that fires, well, when it isn't supposed to. Even though the unintentional discharge is relatively safe because the gun is pointed in a direction that I mean for it to go off, and the trigger is being pulled, it is being fired. All right, that's all I've got for now. I hope you found this entertaining and informative. I would appreciate it if you would like and hype, by all means, if you're a hyper. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. So share your thoughts in the comment section, especially if you have any reliability issues on guns that you've trusted for self-defense. I would really appreciate hearing those in the comment section. So remember, train smart, carry often, and most importantly, stay tactical, my friends. Stay tactical. I'm Dr. Tactical. Dr. Tactical out.